President Donald Trump is now facing one of the most critical diplomatic tests of his current presidency, a direct, high-stakes meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin. The question dominating headlines and discussions around the world is simple, but the answer is anything but. Can Putin be forced to accept peace? The stakes couldn't be higher. For months, the war in Ukraine has dragged on, reshaping global politics, straining economies, and testing alliances. Now, the leader of the United States, the most powerful nation on Earth, will sit down with the man who started it all. And what happens in that room could shift the trajectory of the conflict and set the tone for U.S.-Russia relations for years to come. The approach Trump takes could make all the difference. Analysts say that if he enters this meeting with the same decisive, unapologetic, America-first mindset he's known for, refusing to accept vague promises or half measures, he could deliver a message that Putin cannot ignore. It's about more than diplomacy. It's about showing that America will not bow, will not back down, and will certainly not play second fiddle to Moscow. But there's a shadow over this moment. The last time Trump and Putin met in Helsinki during his first term, the aftermath was controversial. Critics called it a low point in U.S. diplomacy. Supporters said it was misunderstood. Either way, the optics were unfavorable for Trump, and many are determined to make sure this time is different. This meeting must project confidence, not compromise, resolve, not retreat. One critical point raised by diplomats and foreign policy experts is the role of Ukraine's president, Volodymyr Zelensky. If this is truly about securing peace, they argue, then Zelensky must be in the room. Without Ukraine's direct voice, any deal risks being seen as an agreement made over the heads of those who are fighting and dying on the front lines. Inviting Zelensky to the talks would send a powerful signal to Moscow, to Kyiv, and to the world that the U.S. is committed to a just peace, not a quick political win. Across Europe, leaders are urging exactly that. They fear a private Trump-Putin conversation could lead to concessions without Ukraine's input. For them, the presence of Zelensky is not optional. It's essential. Meanwhile, U.S. officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance, are engaging with allies to ensure Ukraine remains at the center of any discussions. So how does a leader prepare for a meeting like this? It's not just about reading briefing papers or memorizing talking points. At this level, success depends heavily on chemistry, the ability to create an atmosphere of strength, respect, and strategic advantage from the very first moment. Trump has shown in the past that when he clicks with another leader, the results can be surprisingly productive. But when the chemistry is wrong, or when he's caught off guard, the consequences can be costly. In this meeting, experts say, the chemistry must be all about strength and resolve. The first handshake, the first exchange of words. These are not just formalities. They are power signals. Putin is a seasoned strategist, patient and relentless, with a clear vision for Russia's future. He is willing to play the long game, to wait out opponents, and to use pressure, violence, and unpredictability to achieve his goals. Trump, on the other hand, is highly attuned to public opinion, both at home and abroad. He knows the world will be watching and judging. His challenge is to match Putin's strategic patience with an equally calculated display of American strength. That means no unnecessary concessions, no appearances of weakness, and a clear line in the sand on Ukraine's sovereignty. Unexpected turns are almost guaranteed. Putin is known for throwing curveballs in high-level meetings, shifting the conversation, presenting surprise proposals, or even trying to provoke an emotional reaction. In those moments, seasoned negotiators say the smartest move is often to pause and buy time, rather than reacting impulsively. In diplomacy, hesitation can be a strength if it prevents a costly mistake. Preparation for this meeting also means understanding what's in it for the other side. For Trump, the benefits are obvious. Deliver progress on Ukraine, and he cements his position as a dealmaker who can succeed where others have failed. For Putin, the motivations are different. He may not care whether the meeting is seen as a success in the West. His political base operates under a completely different set of expectations. That makes reading him and anticipating his moves all the more challenging. Still, there is a path forward. If Trump stands firm, includes Ukraine in the process, and resists the temptation to treat this as a purely bilateral U.S.-Russia negotiation, he could create real momentum toward peace. But if he allows the meeting to be framed on Putin's terms, the result could be a setback, not just for Ukraine, but for America's standing as a global leader. This is more than a diplomatic engagement. It's a test of leadership under the glare of the entire world. The war in Ukraine has already altered the geopolitical balance. The decisions made in this meeting could either open the door to a resolution or deepen the divisions for years to come. All eyes now turn to the moment when Trump and Putin sit across from each other. Every gesture, every phrase, every pause will be analyzed. And behind it all is the unspoken truth. For peace to be possible, Putin must believe that the alternative is far worse. That's the leverage Trump must bring, and it will take all his political instincts, strategic thinking, and personal resolve to pull it off. So what's your take? Drop a comment below.